because it's so strong and so modular, look how easily this comes off. Boom. Completely wireless, completely modular. And because it's modular, you're able to build out your own custom kit. You can buy each one of these parts individually. So if you already have a camera cage that you like, you can just get the core bracket. You can just get the mini V mount. You can just get the handles. This is all just along an 18-inch rod that you can buy individually. So as you guys can see, you really can rig this out however you want it. So tag us on social media when you get yours. We really want to see how you do it. But in the meantime, stay tuned. We have so many more exciting things coming, and I will see you guys there.
In a world where gear has no compromise and image capture inches towards perfection, industry leaders, Western Digital and Panasonic entrust.
Okay, it's not DeJulius, but David Altizer.
David.
Yeah, David. Hello and welcome to another conversation, Condor conversation, if you will. We're here with Joe DeJulius.
Correct. Yep.
Who informed me that we've met several years ago here at NAB.
We have met. We're both familiar with each other.
Absolutely.
We haven't pinpoint what it is, but
yes.
Yeah.
So you're currently working for Core.
Yes, I currently work for Core SWX.
Yeah.
I've known the company for many years now, but I've worked in rental houses in Chicago for about almost 20 years.
And you also worked with Zacuto as well as
Yep.
you have
Yeah,
told
so
me.
I ran Zacuto's rental house for about over 12 years.
Wow.
And did all their NABs, and
Yeah.
so I've been here many times. And then I shifted over to another rental house called Doffenbach.
Well,
And
tell me about yourself. What has your career been over the last couple of years?
So I grew up in Cleveland, went to college in Ohio, and moved to Chicago on a whim. And I remember I had like a week to where I needed to find a job, or I'd have to move back. And then I walked into Zacuto so many times, but yeah, they finally hooked me up, and then I was there for over 12 years. And
That's amazing.
Started from there. If anybody's starting out in the business, that's the best way to meet people, is at a rental house, and you learn like as you go, and it was the best thing I could have done.
So tell me about your new job at Core. What are you doing there?
Yeah, so I've known the CEO for over 15 years, and I was trying to get out of rentals, and so we talked a little bit over Zoom, and had a couple meetings, and so I started to do the technical marketing for them. So it's helpful because I when people talk to me about gear, I know what they're talking about, and I've already worked in rentals, so it's sort of salesy, and I've produced and directed stuff in the past, so it just kind of all worked out to where, all right, let's do this, and make some videos about our products, and then and it's easy for me to discuss it with other people, so there's no learning curve that has to happen.
So we've got this battery here sitting on the stage, the Condor Blue stage. Tell us about it. What is this? Is this the Maverick or it says Renegade on there?
Yeah. So the Maverick is our older block battery.
Gotcha.
That it's the best. It's I see it on set all the time when I go visit sets. It lasts a long time. It powers up. Has 14 and 28 volts out. And that's like a 600. I think it's around 600 watt-hour battery.
Wow.
So, but
and I believe here at Condor Blue, we're actually using a couple of your batteries right now.
Oh, hell yeah.
To light this stage. Is that right?
Yeah, it's either our Apex, which we'll go over after that, but this is the Renegade, which is our new line of block batteries. That the big thing about it has a 48 volt output. It's 777 watt-hours, and it also has a 15 and a 28 volt output. So it's super versatile to where you can power monitors, like a 17-inch monitor. You can power a camera no matter what voltage that needs. And then now you can power your high-powered LEDs with the 48 volt output.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So is this available now? Is this something that you're showing here at NAB?
Yeah, so it's we're going to start shipping at the end of April. We have a show special going on right now. The MSRP price is $2,500, but now we have a show special going on for $2,000. So it's an introductory price for this battery. So at that price point for a block battery, and the charger's included, which the charger, our PFQ8, will charge this battery from 0 to 100% in 3.5 hours. So if you have 2 of these on set, you can same day cycle the battery like at lunch. So you start with one in the morning, have your second one already charged up. That one, if that one dies, you put that on charge. You already have the second one to go, and by the time you're done with that second one, potentially you can use that other one.
That's amazing.
So you can, you don't have to bring as many batteries on set because of because the charge is so fast.
So tell me about the connection ports that we have here. It's not just your standard AC wall outlets on this thing. What are we looking at in terms of ports on the top?
Yeah, correct. So our 15 volt outputs are.
If you want, I'll hold it while you talk.
Yeah, sure. Oh, and the other thing is, it's only 20 pounds. This thing for a block battery is super light. So yeah, I've been hanging out with this guy since January. So yeah, on the 14 or the 15 volt outputs, it's 4-pin. That's your normal output for 15 volts, and then the 3-pin is the 28 volt output, and then the addition now is this PowerCon output, which is your 48 volt output right there. And then the charging input is just another 3-pin, but that goes to our charger, and then there's an LED light on the charger to let you know when that's done. And then also, so we have an LCD screen on here when you fire it up. This thing's super helpful because it'll tell you. On the LCD screen, it'll tell you how much time you have left on the load that you're pulling from the battery, and then it also tells you how long it'll take to charge up. So now you can have pinpoint accuracy of like how long you need the battery on set, and then when you need to start charging it. Yeah, and this is only This is only one model of our Renegade. We also have a Renegade XL, which have 2 other models. So the XL1 is a 1,376 watt-hour battery, so it's double the capacity.
Wow.
And the same form factor.
Yeah.
Which has an OLED screen, which is super cool. It's animated, shows the battery.
Nice.
Lets you know what, again.
That's what you're looking for in a battery.
Yeah, right. Yeah, a little TV. But that also has.
While the grip is sitting there.
Yeah.
He can watch a show.
Catch up on his Netflix and stuff like that. But that also has 4-pin out for the 15 volt. It has a 28 volt output, which is the 3-pin, and it has the 48 volt PowerCon.
That's amazing.
And yeah, that's double the capacity of that. And then the other version we have is the Renegade 48V, which is pretty much strictly just for lighting, and it has 2 of those PowerCon outputs.
Yeah.
So now a question I got all the time was, how do you power these lights? So how do I power an aperture like 600D or 1200D? The Renegade 48V with 2 of the 48 volt outputs will now power that 1200D remotely, so like out in the field, which was a huge question I got asked all the time. Mm-hmm. So now we've answered that question out with those.
So I've seen a lot of this battery technology just continue to advance year over year. It's been nuts.
Yeah.
Even on the consumer line, we've seen things like EcoFlow and these other companies doing these things. So, I mean, what kind of technology is going on here with these batteries? Why is it that all of a sudden, over the last couple of years, we're seeing stuff like this?
Yeah, I think it's because the questions were the need was there now, and like that's why we came out with our the Apex batteries, which I'll get to. But to answer your question, I think people since I started in the biz, wireless is now everywhere. Like if someone's getting a camera rig, wireless video, wireless follow focus, right? So now. It's not wireless, but it's portable with a block battery to power this wherever you want. So like I went to I helped my friend with a short film in Indiana in the woods, and we were in the woods. We were in like an abandoned factory. There's no power there, so I brought one of these guys on. We powered a 600D for about 3 hours. It was at 30%, and it was freezing outside. The frost got on the battery. Still powered the thing up the whole time,
and it's completely silent. It's not.
Yep,
we're not looking at a generator anymher.
Correct,
and you don't have to bring stinky gasoline and get your hands all dirty and greasy.
Yeah, those other things you mentioned, the other brands, like those are loud, and they're not. This is a professional piece of gear.
Yeah.
That
the other products are for camping and van life,
and they're great,
and stuff
for that kind of stuff. But like you said, no sound, charges up fast.
Yeah. Is there a fan in here? I don't see it, but it's hidden.
Probably one on the side, but I've never heard it.
That's cool.
But yeah, so I think the need was there.
And are these semi-weather-proof waterproof as well if it starts raining? I mean, you've got these ports here, so it's probably not the best.
Yeah, you don't want to like let it sit out. The Maverick is waterproof up to a certain point.
Okay.
I'd have to check on that, but it's
Sure.
you know. But
You might want to put a plastic bag
Yeah,
over it or something.
exactly.
Umbrella.
yeah.
Maybe you could have a little umbrella mount on the side.
Yeah.
You could sell a small little mini umbrella.
Exactly. Yeah, like those little cartoon ones that like Bugs Bunny wears on his
Yeah.
head. Yeah.
Totally. So, I mean, what was it about Core for you that made you make the jump over to work with them?
Since I've known them for a while, they're a smart company, and we're always like ahead of the curve. And I've always wanted to. I think I'm a good worker, so I wanted to work with people that wanted to do a good job as well.
Yeah.
And been there a year tomorrow. Is my 1
Wow,
year anniversary.
awesome,
yeah.
man.
And my mom's birthday. Happy birthday, Mom.
Happy birthday, Mom. Everybody.
So,
What's her name?
What's that?
What's your mom's name?
Debbie DeJulius. So.
Happy birthday, Debbie, if you're watching.
But yeah, and I was friends with them, and they make great products. I've always used their stuff in the rental houses I was at, so I was familiar with their gear. I've never had any problems with it, and the batteries I've had lasted so long. When they asked me like, "Do you need new batteries?" I was like, hey, your batteries are still kicking, you know.
Yeah.
But just a rad company. It, like I said,
Are
super.
they in Chicago?
No, so the headquarters is in New York. I'm
Okay.
in Chicago,
Yeah.
and then we have people scattered around. But
Sure. So tell us about this other product in your hands there.
yeah, so the Apex, this is our first entry into like lighting, powering for high-powered LED lights.
And what
And-
kind of lights would that? Is it the aperture?
Yeah, the aperture like 300s.
300 and up.
This will still power the 600D, but only because you're using a battery on the side there. It only goes up to about 50% brightness.
Okay.
It'll say 100%, but it's not. But
Yeah.
NAN light panels, and we have two flavors. This is the low voltage version,
Nice.
and then we have
Can you fly with this?
No,
Okay.
so because that's 360. That's a 367 watt-hour
Yeah.
battery.
Yeah.
So that's over the limit. But
Yeah.
so you do have to ship them ground. But those are things you have at like a grip house would have those.
Sure.
For you,
I like the build quality. It feels
Yeah,
great.
it's solid.
It's got a great kind of like alien look to it.
Yeah, and the LEDs when you have it on a light, these LEDs stay on,
Oh,
so you can
okay.
see from afar
Yeah.
your battery
Beautiful.
status.
Oh, that's great.
And they're super rugged. Like we built them that way because they're not gonna be with cameras sometimes.
Yeah.
They're not. They're lighting batteries.
And I love how you've got the USB port. It's still it's so useful. You never know.
That's more for firmware on this battery because
Yeah.
we specifically wanted to be like this is for lighting.
Sure.
And so like again going back to the wireless cordless thing,
Yeah.
you put your 300D or what have you light on a rolling stand,
Yeah.
and you put two of those on. You're gonna when on 300D you're gonna get a couple hours runtime if you're at 100%, but who's
Yeah.
at 100% all the
Sure.
time?
Yeah.
And then you can roll that thing around without if you have a lot of people on set. There's no
Yeah.
cables to power it.
Yep.
So this is it's just another option
Yeah.
from Core on how to power LED lighting.
Love it.
And
Cool.
it's built, like I said, it's built for lights. So like using your camera batteries on lights kind of puts a drag on them.
Yeah.
So now this is more rugged. The build's
Yeah.
rugged, and it's meant to do that.
So with this line of product, what's kind of the price range between just all the models there?
Yeah. So this is the smaller model. This is 777 watt hour, and this is MSRP 2,500. But like I said,
Okay.
show specials $2,000, and then the other two models, the XL1 and the 48V, are 4,500. But the show
They're-
special is 4,000.
And those are essentially twice as much
Twice the capacity.
juice. Yeah.
Yep, twice the capacity. The 48V is more for lighting, and the XL is has more options where you can power a camera, monitor, and also they have a more rugged build. So it's a block battery that
Yeah.
has an aluminum cast-like build, and this is like polycarbonate. Still, I mean, like I said, I took it out in the woods.
Yeah.
I didn't have a case for it at the time, so it's getting beat up.
That's great.
And it was great.
cool,
I
man.
still have it.
Yeah.
I might upgrade to the XL1, but
So are rental houses picking these types of products up now? Do we see grips, buying these and renting them out? I would assume.
I would think like grip houses would start getting maybe the bigger ones.
Yeah.
But I mean, at $2,000, the introductory price for this,
Sure.
for a block battery that can do what this thing can do,
Yeah.
it's pretty cheap.
Yeah. Totally.
So it's sometimes to me it seems like a no-brainer
Yeah.
to get if you get a mix of it.
Is there a way to retrofit some sort of just a standard AC plug on these?
No,
or-
that would take like an inverter.
Okay.
So it's like a little more involved. But
Okay.
the other thing I did mention, so the bigger batteries, they do take a little longer to charge because it's twice the capacity.
Sure.
So that is just a regular IAC cable. The charger's built into those 2 batteries.
Oh, nice.
This is an external charger.
This has got a little brick to it.
Yeah, so this is 3.5 hours.
Gotcha.
The other 2, if you use just a normal charger, is about 5 hours.
Okay.
But we have a new charger called the SFQ40,
Uh-huh.
which will charge one of those big batteries in under 2.5 hours.
Oh, wow.
So that's going to help out like a grip
absolutely.
place, because now you can, if you like, for example, if you're going to rent that out, like you got to return, and then you need to charge it and then get it back to another client like the same day.
Totally.
With that charger, now you can charge that battery up to 100% and then give a client a fully charged battery.
Yeah.
Which in the rental, like whenever we got batteries back, it was always like, all right, if it's not fully, you don't want to give somebody a dead battery. So
what's the warranty support and whatnot?
The warranty for all of them, I believe, is 2 years.
Okay.
2-year warranty. So
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean these products to me I see as almost like glue on a set. You want to have like 6 or 7 of these in a truck.
Exactly.
And it's just you just stick them everywhere, and like you could be completely without any power.
Yep.
Could be anywhere, do a shoot. A lot of people are doing shoots in random abandoned places like you're saying.
Yeah.
Or music. I live in Nashville, and there's so many great vibey abandoned warehouses that people shoot music videos in. But a lot of those are built like 100 years ago, and there's no power in there, and people are just on VRBO or finding these random Ave spots or whatever. It's a website, where you can rent locations, and it's surprising how few of them have power.
Yeah,
and over the years, it's always been a generator, and it's just this loud, noisy, dirty thing. And now this has become really the solution for everybody.
Yeah, we actually going to the generator thing. We made a hype video for this that's on our YouTube channel, Chorus WX, that we use that scenario where the generator goes down, and then we swoop in and save the day with a Renegade. So if you haven't seen it, check it out. It's
that's amazing.
It was a fun shoot. A lot of friends helped out with it, and it turned out well. It was a good video to.
I'm curious, being involved in rental houses for so long, what were some of the kind of pieces of equipment that stood out to you that like over at least the period of time you were there, you just kept seeing people coming back to, even when new things would come out? Like certain cameras or lenses or.
I mean, lenses were huge, and they go in fads.
Yeah.
I've seen like where when the Mini LF came out, that's when everybody wanted full frame glass.
Yeah.
But then the budgets would have to go up for a rental because it's more expensive.
Yeah.
But that was a fad that I lived through. Mini LF.
I have a friend who owns a rental house in Nashville, and they just bought the Venice 2, and they are not renting it because for the same price as just the Venice 2, you can get an Alexa Mini with a lens kit. And people, at least in Nashville, are like, just give me the Alexa. I don't need the Venice. It's stuff like that where even as technology advances, there is a certain threshold where the quality is so good already that it's like I don't need I don't need more than that. So
well,
the C300 was so popular for so long.
Yep. The Mark II was huge.
Oh really?
Yeah.
You guys rented that out? Because that was during the FS7 era, and I feel like that camera sort of beat the C300 Mark II.
Yeah, I think it's kind of regional too, because I've heard like where all three of the big like Sony, Arri, and Red. I've heard we're regional, where like ones are just so busy.
Oh, that's funny.
And then another place to be like, what are you talking about? But like that's when like and then so what happened with us, with Core, the 35 came out, and that camera kind of changed. Yeah, the Alexa 35 came out. That required high voltage.
Yeah, and they have a new mount, a battery mount.
Yeah, it was
system.
a B mount, and so a lot of people have gear that doesn't have B mount. It's just it's so new. So we already had a native dual voltage battery line, or a dual voltage battery line, but with the 35, that we came out with our Helix Max battery line.
Oh, great!
That can do both high voltage and low voltage. So now you can power the 35 up with these batteries, and then with those same batteries, as long as the mount's the same, you can now power your accessories as well on set with the same batteries.
Nice.
Because it's the communication in the plate that talks to the battery, and then that asks for the voltage to come out. So our native dual voltage Helix Max batteries are huge. And like going back to the rental question, for me seemed like a no-brainer, because when you lay out a prep for an AC, the last thing they want to see are two different sets of batteries. like one for the camera that's high voltage,
Yeah.
and then one for low voltage accessories.
Sure.
Like say your 7-inch or all your wireless video.
Yeah.
So with the Helix Max line, you can uniform your batteries, and then anybody can grab any battery. So if you have somebody green on set, like a second AC or something like that, and you ask them to go get a battery, they're not going to get to the chargers and be like, oh no, which one do I grab? And they grab the wrong one, and then, time is money on set.
Is B-mount the future? I mean, are we seeing an adoption in that system? I mean, V-Lock or V-mount is so ubiquitous now, it seems. But
V and G mount are the big ones.
Yeah.
And I mean, the B mount, it got introduced a while ago.
Yeah.
With the original LF, it didn't really take off. But now the Mini LF is brought it back to the conversation, and that camera.
And then the 35.
The 35, the Alexa 35 was huge, and it's only been out a year, so we'll see how it is with the adoption of it.
Sure.
But we have an ability to change the mount on the camera to G or V mount, and then you can use our Helix Max line.
Sure.
And it'll give it high voltage. And again,
I'm just wondering if 10 years down the line, if this is that'll become the industry standard or not. I don't know.
Yeah,
I think they want it to be, but is it their own proprietary system or?
I'm not sure about that, but they're the camera. I mean, that's the camera that made the splash last year.
Sure.
And it's only been out a year, so we'll see what happens with that.
Well, what are you excited about with the future of just the whole industry in general? I mean, what are you seeing? I mean, we got all this virtual production stuff going on. We've got people shooting their cameras sideways for vertical video. We've got all sorts of interesting new things going on.
Yeah, the vertical stuff is interesting because there's a bunch of rigs coming out for that, and there's been some that's out already. But
it's kind of past that point of cringe, and it's actually become a reality where people are getting paid significant budgets to shoot vertical content.
I've seen whole preps where the camera's on its side, like on an L plate.
Yeah,
because basically I just hang out with people and batteries all day.
Yeah,
and so it's just a different way of taking the picture because it's the battery's on its side now. But yeah, virtual production's cool. It's kind of growing in Chicago. There's a couple of places that are set up for that.
Yeah.
And it's super interesting what that'll do to the imagination of filmmakers.
Yes, I know.
Now they can do a lot more with that.
It's exciting.
So we'll see. I mean, it's interesting.
Yeah.
But I'm interested in what cameras. I've always liked lenses.
Yeah.
And
a lot of anamorphic options these days.
A lot of them. Which
Atlas has been phenomenal to see their growth, and we've got even low budget options now. So
there's a ton of them, and it's good to see that because now, with the low cost options, it gives the tools to people that maybe couldn't have afforded that back in the day.
Exactly.
And now they can.
Exactly.
Who knows? They can make something that catches someone's eye.
Just like a set of batteries that'll change your life.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
How can people find out about Core? What's the website?
Yeah, it's coreswx.com.
SWX.
SWX.
What does that stand for?
I'm not sure. No, but we're just Core now, but that's still part of the website.
Gotcha. Okay.
But yeah, we have our Instagram account, Core SWX. I'm on there a lot, and then our YouTube channel, Core SWX.
Sweet.
But yeah, just come check it out. If you have any questions, just hit us up, and
we'll do.
Reach out to us. So.
Well, Joe, it's a pleasure meeting you.
Yeah, man. Thanks so much.
We'll stay in touch.
Yeah,
Let me know
for having me.
If you're ever in Nashville, let's
get
some hot chicken.
It's not that far.
It's not far at all.
I'll drop on down.
I'll let you know if I'm in Chicago.
Oh, yeah, same. Same to you.
Thanks, guys.
All
We'll see you next time.
Later, guys.
Awesome. How was that?